I drove past their window, it was closed. She hurried up and opened it. She chucked the Slurpee inside my car and closed her window.
Shocking allegations at a Philadelphia fast food restaurant. Police say an employee attacked 3 customers at the drive-thru with hot grease.
A shooting at a Checkers restaurant that sent an employee to the hospital.
Police say Sharika Starnes shot at a customer after an argument over food.
DeKalb police arresting 24-year-old Jonte Robinson, who they say works here. Investigators say the victim was found shot in the chest. He was rushed to the hospital.
Argument between this man, 23-year-old Elijah Mackey, an employee at Checkers, and a customer got into an argument over a food order. That's when investigators say Mackey drew a gun and shot the customer.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety.
This is Drew, and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Real Talk Media 1. Today, I want to talk about what the hell is going on with Checkers. Seems like it's almost not safe to go by there and get a burger. And you better not go by there complaining. You might catch a bullet. Let's talk about it.
That woman called police after she got hit with a drink.
It happened yesterday afternoon at a Checkers in St. Clair Shores. Jason Colthorpe is there tonight and spoke to the woman who says a slushie was thrown into her car.
Oh my.
A slushie just like this, Priya, just like this, and you can imagine if this comes flying into your car, the mess it's going to make, let alone if it hits you right in the face. Now, as you listen to this story, you're going to ask yourself, why did this woman just drive away after things got a little heated? Well, take a look. Let me just set the scene. You can see the drive-thru right here. Now, if someone's over here at the intercom making an order and a car is up at the window like you see there, which was the situation, they can't leave unless they drive over the curb and the grass and out away that way. And, well, she had nowhere to go, and by the time she was able to leave, things got really heated and this became a weapon.
There it is.
I come here all the time because I love Checkers. Their fries are great.
She may love the fries, but Ashley Skarlovi isn't too fond of the customer service here. It started Saturday afternoon when she tried to place her order at the drive-thru at the Checkers here on Harper at Ridgeway.
I had 5 kids in the car, including a screaming newborn baby, and I asked them if they were going to take my order because I had been there waiting forever.
She wanted to leave at that point, but with a car blocking her at the window and more behind her, she was stuck, and things escalated.
And she says, hold on a moment. And I said, well, it's already been more than a moment. It's been a long time, and there's no reason it should take you this long to serve one car. And she said that I was being rude and that she had the right to refuse me service.
After another couple of minutes, she was finally able to drive away without any food, but she was about to get a drink, free of charge.
I drove past their window, it was closed. She hurried up and opened it. She chucked the Slurpee inside my car and closed her window.
She posted some pictures of the aftermath on Facebook showing quite the mess. She also called St. Clair Shores police, which showed up and took a report.
Now let me ask you, how many times have y'all been through one of these fast food restaurants? Checkers, especially Popeyes, or don't even get me started on that. And, you know, you get into it with the cashier or the order getting messed up or something like that. And next thing you know, you're trying to figure out, darn, I need to get out of here because I might be fearing for my life. But let's keep going. Let's see what's going on here.
Shocking allegations at a Philadelphia fast food restaurant. Police say an employee attacked 3 customers at the drive-thru with hot grease. One of those customers had to be treated at the hospital, and that worker is now facing charges.
Philadelphia police say this incident happened at 3 o'clock in the morning and that the Checkers employee threw hot grease at 3 customers, not one time, but twice. An employee at this franchise Checkers fast food restaurant in Southwest Philadelphia is accused of losing her cool and throwing hot grease on 3 customers. One customer had to be taken to the hospital and suffered from first-degree burns to her arm and leg. 2 other customers were treated for minor burns on the scene.
She should be in jail right now. They need to close it down. To have stuff like this happen.
The Checkers employee has been arrested and is facing several charges, including aggravated assault and reckless endangerment. Police say she threw hot grease on 3 customers when they came through the fast food drive-thru early this morning. The 3 customers were together in the same car and had an issue with their order. They began arguing with the drive-thru employee and were told to leave. The group refused, and that is when the employee allegedly grabbed a cup of hot grease and threw it at the group. Police.
Now, how would you all deal with that? You got a dispute on drive-thru, and next thing you know, here come a bucket of a pan of hot grease coming out the window. Ain't like you can run. You sitting in the car, probably somebody behind you can't back up. By the time you realize what happened and you put the car in drive, you already burnt. Oh my God.
Say when the group still did not leave, the employee went and grabbed 2 pans of hot grease and threw that at the group as well. Checkers has further identified the employee involved as actually a manager, and in a statement says, quote, the manager involved is no longer with the company. That we are told there is actually surveillance video of this whole incident, and the Checkers has turned that over to police but is not releasing that video.
I'm gonna tell you, I've been in drive-thru before, had my order messed up, but I learned something a long time ago, and what I learned then was you don't want to piss off the person that's messing with your food, because you might end up getting a little something extra, like throw your food on the floor, throw the fingernail in it, or even worse, even spit in it. Don't get in drive-thru arguing with these folk, but let's keep going.
Sheriff's office is investigating a shooting at a Checkers restaurant that sent an employee to the hospital.
Surveillance from a nearby business shows what appears to be the moment shots are fired. Watch the top of the screen. The video begins after this SUV has already been through the drive-thru and is circling back around. You suddenly see employees emerge from the restaurant. Watch as the vehicle slows to make a turn, and then they react. People ducking and running for cover. One man who appears to be hit limping as he then suddenly scrambles back in the direction of the SUV before retreating, stumbling, and falling over in the grass outside the door before he's pulled back inside. Multiple bullet casings on the ground near where the video seemed to show the employee was running back towards the SUV. Broward Sheriff's Office confirms one man, a worker, was shot in the leg and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The gunman has not been caught.
Now, I put this on the channel because I want you guys to understand that it's just not that serious. To go out here, one of these fast food places, you're going to get something to eat because you don't feel like cooking or whatnot, and you're sitting in there arguing over $10 meal. It's just not that serious.
Hell, it all happened at the Checkers in Murfreesboro, and now the manager is facing aggravated assault charges.
This the manager that went off.
Sharika Starnes shot at a customer after an argument over food. Investigators say 2 brothers ordered their food, but one complained that it was taking too long and demanded for his food or a refund. Then in the parking lot, officials say another man started throwing rocks at the brothers, and Starnes came out with a handgun. Well, as one of the brothers threw a drink at her, police say she fired a single shot at him. No one was injured.
A Checkers employee is accused of shooting at 2 customers
after
a mix-up with their fast food order.
DeKalb police say an employee at this Checkers restaurant is accused of shooting a person after a dispute over an incorrect food order. DeKalb police arresting 24-year-old Jonte Robinson, who they say works here. Investigators say the victim was found shot in the chest. He was rushed to the hospital and is expected to be okay. We talked to the victim's mother, who says when her son told the employee about the mix-up, that's when he allegedly pointed a gun through the window and fired shots.
They had a mix-up in their orders, and they both were upset, him and both of the guys. And the employee stuck a gun out of the drive-through window and shot at both of them.
Robinson is charged with aggravated assault.
The Checkers employee accused of shooting a customer appeared in court for the first time.
Jonte
Robinson allegedly shot a customer at the Checkers on Candler Road in Decatur while arguing over an order they got wrong. The victim is okay. Robinson's bond was set at $20,000.
That is Jonte Robinson's situation. This was a little bit older. A story that happened where employees, started shooting at customers, all kind of foolishness, which brings us up to what just happened about a week ago at a Checkers.
A Checkers employee shot and killed a customer all over a fast food order.
Jesus
Told
Christ.
You on Eyewitness News at 4 that deputies arrested this man, Elijah McKee, for first-degree murder.
A Checkers fast food location next to a tourist destination, now an active crime scene.
They were
whole bunch of cops here. Like, it was scary.
This just happened.
From every entrance, there was more cops.
Unbelievable.
I was sitting here like, where are all these officers? Why are they here? What are they doing?
Osceola County deputies say an argument between this man, 23-year-old Elijah Mackey, an employee at Checkers, and a customer got into an argument over a food order. That's when investigators say Mackey drew a gun and shot the customer.
Just thinking about it, I probably would have took off too. And I don't know where I would have took off to, but it's far. So yeah.
Mackey was taken into custody Thursday and faces a first-degree murder charge. People we talked to say there's growing gun violence that needs to stop.
People gotta change. Like, learn how to control your emotions. Like, it's not that serious. A lot of things can get escalated to that point because of misunderstanding.
The sheriff's office telling us that the victim in this case, his name is Wesley Robertson. They say that he died from his injuries after being taken to the hospital.
Got killed.
As for that suspect, he is in the Osceola County Jail tonight.
Versus Elijah Mackey.
Deputies say this man, 23-year-old Elijah Mackey, is the Checkers worker who shot and killed a customer over a food order. He showed no emotion during his first appearance.
Y'all see this young cat that went out here, killed a customer. And from what I'm understanding, it was over. Somebody wanted some extra mayonnaise. Put in his bag, and the argument broke out. And next thing you know, somebody dead. Come on now, this, I get it, women some hell, whatnot, but our race, we just not representing each other very well at all. Because it seems like every time something gets stupid, we the ones that basically are the ones getting filmed and caught on camera.
This afternoon, charged with the murder of Wesley Robertson.
The defendant will be held pursuant to Arthur at no bond that can be taken up with an appropriate motion with the division judge.
The affidavit for arrest warrant gives details from two witnesses who were also at the Checkers Old Town in Kissimmee. They give similar accounts. One says in part, the customer began complaining about his order. A male employee came around the right side of the building and began an argument with the customer. The customer called the employee an expletive, and the male employee pulled out a small handgun. The second witness said in part, the male was possibly asking for mayonnaise packets.
Mayonnaise.
Expletives were...
Stop right there. What'd I tell you? The customer was trying to get some extra mayonnaise for his sandwich and ended up losing his life over that. Oh, my God. Okay, I want to touch on this real quick because, when they read it, they didn't read the whole thing. Basically, it said after completing a food order at the front left window, they observed a white male customer who was obtaining his food from the right window. Said the customer began complaining about his order to one of the female employees and started to request to speak to the manager several times. While at the window, a male employee that had nothing to do with it, obviously, a male employee of Checkers came around from the right side of the building and began to argue with the customer. During the argument, the customer called the employee explicit word, male, probably called him the N-word, something like that. Said the employee reached into the right side of his waistband and pulled out a small handgun. No other words were exchanged before the employee shot the customer. This is a story I want to put on my channel because usually I try to deal with how we can fix the relationship problem between male and female in our race. But this right here, these type of narratives are not helping. It's like, as young people, they don't have any training. And a lot of us, I'm telling you right now, these guys that you see running around, they don't have any type of training. They don't have any male figure that they've grown up with, because that's one of the first things we learn as males. We have to have self-control. Going out here and just losing it, shooting people, arguing, because back in my day, we used our hands. If it didn't get done with our fists, it probably didn't get done. We didn't have guns and toting around shooting people. You live to fight another day, because most of us had fathers in how we understood. You go out here and you kill somebody or whatnot, you was going to jail. We understood that we fought, everybody got up, lived another day. Usually nobody even knew about it after it happened, and we moved on, and that was it. But these youth today, a lot of these guys, they had no father in the house. They had no role of discipline. They've watched women, go off for years and nobody done anything. And a lot of these guys have never had to fight. They've never had to use their hand to keep somebody off of them. All they do is go straight to gunplay. A lot of this, like I said, this is feminine stuff. This is, you know, I'm going to do what I want to do. You done upset me and I'm just going to lose it. I'm just going to spaz out and just let it go because, you know, I'm upset and there won't be any consequences. But I promise you, these folks ain't playing that. They locking these guys up for life. This young guy's life is actually ruined forever because of a split-second decision that he made out of passion over a situation that he really had nothing to do with. We got to do better, folk. But it's getting a little long. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And I'll see you at the next one.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently